Alright guys, welcome back. So it's been a while since we have talked about this one, but we talk about this one on Discord for quite some time. And yesterday, the day before yesterday, the headline was the SES 2025 in Vegas, where a lot of tech names started introducing some products, some partnerships, some M&A headlines and all that stuff. And many names were going higher, and Nvidia is one of them. And that event still is going. There are many other companies are about to present whatever they want to present. But yesterday we had an AMD and we had Nvidia. And I was talking about the sell the news for the stock. And this is exactly what's happening today, because the fact that this moved from top to bottom so far 8%, and this is 140, the 50-day moving average breakout area, that is a large move for $3.4 trillion stock to move 8% intraday. And sell the news regarding events in general, earnings events, and volume being a little bit elevated during post news and post earnings. I've heard it by institutional trader who has pretty much, I have just coded in my brain. Anytime you trade a stock off a rumor, the actual news and the actual earnings report, where a company reports good earnings or bad earnings, it becomes a liquidity event for those big traders who front run you all the time, and they exit into that liquidity. And this was a perfect time to do so, because there was so much attention. And if you have been just paying attention to any social media, I spend a lot of time on X. Everybody pretty much was one-sided, pretty much screaming one way to say, okay, Nvidia is going to go higher and higher and higher. This is the only stock you want to own in 2025. And again, I don't have crystal balls for the rest of the year, but ultra short term, that was a good opportunity for anybody who was sitting on profit last year. They basically fake out again, make a new all-time high, get everybody excited. I was watching 150 yesterday as a possible resistance. It closed right around there. And today, this is pretty ugly candle. I don't know where it's going to finish. This market just opened. It's been only 1 hour since market opened. And there are already, I saw this one actually. Okay, so there are people buying puts. And I'm not saying that this is not the only stock, but it's overall market as well. Yeah, it's tech names getting hit. If you take a look at it, every other sector, energy, industrial, healthcare, financials relatively holding up. But these 4 or 5 large names, they move the market, and we know that. And those names are negative, and you have a recipe for the market to be negative. So yeah, I'm seeing some puts as well. If we just go take a look at it, this day is very early, and there's a lot of calls probably being sold. If you take a look at the volume that was executed at the ask, look at this volume for Nvidia. I have never seen 2.8 million contracts traded in the very first hour of the market for Nvidia, despite this stock being number one in the last year or two. It has been the most active traded option stock, and I have never seen it's only like 7:47, so it's been 1 hour and 17 minutes since market opened, and I have never seen this much of a volume for Nvidia. And you can see 40% traded at the bid, which means most of those calls, 40% of these calls, most likely just sells. And There are some put buyers as well, but for the most part, people are just taking advantage of this little bit elevated implied volatility. So the news event. So what I'm watching. So the 50-day moving average, this yellow line on my chart for the stock. So if it goes lower, well, we have a support somewhere around here, 134. But I was watching in general a few days ago, I was commenting right here or somewhere right here. I was saying, is 8% of a pullback enough for somebody to think that this is a discount? And that was the video. And I'm still watching for some sort of a bigger correction in general in the market. SPY, S&P 500, we have a little bit of this downtrend where we did have a hard time yesterday. So if we come back a little bit lower, I mean, this is your support 580 on SPY. But in general, for NVIDIA, I mean, these are the names are going to do that. My perfect buy the dip area would be somewhere around 120. And I know if it just keeps running away, I mean, it's okay. I have no problem with that. But for me, it's not an actual dip to buy or to get in. Sometimes I get excited when stock makes new all-time high so I can trade a breakout. But if you like this pullback, I mean, this is at 50-day moving average right now, so this could be a support. But if it cracks that level, I'm watching 135 as a support, and I'm watching 126 as a support. But so far flows have been a little bit bearish. Can it finish the day a little bit higher, a little bit come right back up to these maybe 146 levels? Possible. But I'm watching overall the yields, the dollar, those two that have been pretty much ignored by the market. But if market freaks out about the yields going higher, we might see a little bit of a correction. But so far, yeah, this is the area of support 140 for NVIDIA, and that's a large, very large pullback, 8% for a $3.5 trillion stock. That's to almost 300 billion or $280 billion move in a single day, in 1 hour. That's a very large move. So that's what I'm watching for NVIDIA and overall market. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.